Coming up on Volusia Magazine, we celebrate 10 years at our business incubator, meet our newest UF IFAS agent, and explore the wonders of our county parks. These stories and more coming up. Hello and welcome to Volusia Magazine. I'm Tammy King. Success story after success story. That was the scene at the 10-year anniversary celebration of the Volusia County Business Incubator, powered by UCF. The incubator is located on the campus of Daytona Beach International Airport, and Joanne Magley has that story.
The Volusia County Incubator Program is operated by the University of Central Florida in partnership with Volusia County government. The program provides mentoring and, in many cases, office space to companies in the early stages of their business. In 2021, the Volusia County Business Incubator celebrated its 10-year anniversary, and there has been a lot of innovation and business growth along the way. There are currently 15 clients, including Ramon Soto, the innovator behind Sensitech, a venture capital-backed company that developed technology to help tell companies that operate big engines when those engines are going to get too hot.
We're using technology that is, used basically in your cell phone. As we're using the antenna technology that is in your cell phone, and we created it using advanced ceramic materials that were created by researchers at the University of Central Florida. So Sensitech was formed to license the technology out of the University of Central Florida that utilized those ceramic materials as antennas to enable wireless high-temperature sensing on blades inside of jet engines that's spinning more than 1,000 miles per hour. And we're able to use high-speed electronic transceivers that captures the information on the blades in real time and within nanoseconds.
Ready in 3, 2, 1.
Soto came up with the idea while he was a grad student at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. He was doing research in the jet engine lab where he had parts in his jet engine that were overheating and failing.
And so I immediately, got involved with the UCF incubator program. I've learned how to do the customer discovery process. I went and talked to over 300 customers face-to-face to see if this was not only a big problem that was worth solving, but if there was also a business around solving this problem. And so when we had one customer that said, look, if you had a technology that can do half of what you said it can do, we'll pay you thousands of dollars for the technology. And that's when I discovered why, because these machines generate a lot of revenue, and when they're down because of overheating or because of bad parts, it costs hundreds of millions.
The company currently has in its pipeline Fortune 100 companies worth tens of millions of dollars of recurring revenue. As a result of the company's success, Soto was named Incubator Client of the Year at the Incubator's 10-year anniversary celebration.
I'm really honored to be considered the Entrepreneur of the Year. I'm humbled because of the amount of support that the community pours into us, like from Career Source, who helped us hire our first few engineers even at the PhD level, to the Small Business Development Center, who's helped us conduct financial analysis, to Connie here at the Incubator, that's helped us to think and implement the lean methodology not only in our product development process but also in creating our business model.
For Volusia Magazine, I'm Joanne Magley.
We are Volusia County Beach Safety. We're here to serve Volusia County's 47 miles of unique coastline. Volusia County beaches. Yeah, those beaches. but also these beaches. We have millions of visitors every year, and we work around the clock to keep our beaches safe and beautiful. And you can help!
Swim near a staff lifeguard tower.
Pick up your trash and fill holes. Identify, avoid, and escape rip currents.
Please leave the beach cleaner than you found it.
There we go. Look out for one another and keep an eye on kids, especially near the traffic lane and in the water.
Pets are allowed at our 2 pet-friendly beaches, Lighthouse Point Park and Smyrna Dunes Park.
If you see something, say something.
A clean and safe beach guarantees fun in the sun for everyone. Thank you for doing your part to keep Volusia County beaches beautiful. See you at the beach!
Make the most of your day at the beach. Download the Volusia County Beaches app today. Sign up for real-time notifications on vehicle ramp openings and closings. Find staffed lifeguard towers. Get updates on tides and beach conditions, plus off-beach parking and coastal parks info. Volusia County Beaches app is available for your smart devices at the App Store and Google Play.
Volusia County possesses some of the most beautiful parks in the Southeast. Beyond the surface level beauty and outdoor opportunities, many have a fascinating story to tell. And who better to tell that story than our very own experts, Tracy, Lisa, and Trey.
Volusia County has tons of outdoor opportunities for all to enjoy. Places where history, wildlife, and recreation converge for a truly one-of-a-kind experience.
Hi everyone, my name is Tracy and this is Lisa, and we work for Volusia County Parks, Recreation, and Culture Division.
And I'm Trey Hanna with Volusia County Environmental Management, and I also run the Explore Volusia programs. We're out here today at Spruce Creek Park, which is part of Doris Leeper Preserve. So Doris Leeper Spruce Creek Preserve is about 2,500 acres, and one of the confusing parts about it is there are 5 entrances to this preserve. One of the entrances, right here today, we are right here in this section. Right across the street there is Bayou Bay, which is part of the preserve. Just south of there is Sleepy Hollow. Across the street from Sleepy Hollow is DeVito. And then kind of over here in this section, you've got Martin's Dairy and Creekshore Drive. This preserve has a lot to offer, from fishing, kayak launches. There's also frisbee golf, mountain biking, equestrian. So there's a lot to offer at this 2,500 acre preserve, and it's one of our most popular.
This preserve is steeped in history. Long before the Europeans came, Spruce Creek was a vital waterway to the Native Americans here. It provided a stable source of food, oysters, clams, and saltwater fish. And this allowed them to establish permanent settlements in this area and also create ceremonial burial grounds. The natives that lived here were the Tomoquin, and in 1500 AD there was probably about 200,000 here, and they occupied about 19,000 square miles in Florida.
The namesake of this preserve, Doris Leeper, was a well-known artist, sculptor, and environmentalist. She moved to Florida in 1958 and settled just south of New Smyrna Beach along the Indian River Lagoon to focus on her art. Over the years, she was commissioned to create large, modern sculptures that are now displayed all over the world. One such work of art, known as the Steel Quilt, is on display at the Orlando International Airport. Over the years, Leeper developed a deep love of Florida's natural landscapes, and she spent many years pioneering conservation efforts that led to the creation of thousands of parks and public lands, including Canaveral National Seashore. In 1999, Doris Leeper was inducted into the Florida Artists Hall of Fame. And 1 year later in 2000, upon her passing, they renamed this park in her honor.
This area of the preserve is what we like to call an estuary. Estuaries are extremely important environments. They are a mixture of salt and fresh water, which is called brackish water. And it's an area where a lot of animals will come. It's a nursery for all these different types of animals. As you can see, even behind me here, we have the yellow-crowned night heron. And you'll have a mixture of salt and freshwater fish. As you head down the Spruce Creek, the water will get fresher. If you head out towards Potts Inlet, the water will get saltier. So this area, there's a big mixture of animals, and there's one of the biggest biodiversities in the world in these estuary habitats. This is in the drum family. A lot of people just call it a spot drum fish. So this is a mohara, and there's quite a few different types of those. Their mouth comes down, so they're kind of bottom feeders, so it protrudes out. They'll kind of go down and it extends out, right? And then also their dorsal fin is pretty distinct as well. Sometimes you get a huge variety, sometimes it's all kind of the same similar fish, but always a fun time to get out there and check out what we can find. We're gonna release these guys nice and healthy and happy.
I'm Lisa.
I'm Trey.
And I'm Tracy, and we're with Volusia Magazine.
You gotta come check out Spruce Creek Park Preserve.
Thank you.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
We've been dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic for the last 18 months. This has impacted us all and has reshaped life as we know it. But unbeknownst to many of us, there's an epidemic that continues to persist across many U.S. communities. It's the opioid epidemic. The Department of Health in Volusia County is here with more.
Did you know in 2019, nearly 50,000 people in the U.S. died from overdoses related to opioids? How do we as a community prevent people from developing substance use disorders? Well, lucky for us, we have a hard-working public health professional here to tell us more about it.
Elena Gerard has been working with the Department of Health for the last year, implementing overdose prevention programming.
The Florida Department of Health applied for and received an Overdose Data to Action, or OD2A grant, and in Volusia County, additional funding was awarded through an Implementing Overdose Prevention Strategies at the Local Level, or IOPSL grant. In an effort to continuously improve the well-being of Volusia County's residents, the Health Department is committed to work with community partners to increase education and awareness of opioid use and misuse, especially in high-risk communities. Our partners include local law enforcement, public protection, the medical examiner's office, local treatment centers, early childhood organizations, community coalitions, and our recovery community. And we each have a why for our engagement in this work. Mine is my beautiful little girl. She keeps me going on the hardest days. The other thing that keeps me going is listening to the people who've been directly impacted by substance use. Recently, I had the privilege of talking with my friend Victoria Camper. She shared with me what her life was like, the strength and the courage that it took to overcome all the barriers she was facing, and what her life is like now. And it's absolutely beautiful.
So Victoria, what was it like? And how did you overcome all those barriers?
Well, when I was 18, I started misusing prescription opiates. Shortly after that, I got pregnant with my first son in 1995. I was able to stay off drugs during my pregnancy with him. Fast forward, I started back up using drugs again. And then by the time my daughter was born in 2013, I had a physical dependency. It was no longer a choice for me. So she did test positive for substances at the hospital. The Department of Children and Families got involved. They removed her from my care and placed her with my grandparents. And I used that opportunity to get myself well. I have been valued, and my opinion has been sought after as a person with lived experience.
Now that you've seen my little girl and gotten to hear a message of hope, you know what my 2 whys are. Another very important piece of the work that we do is partnership, connection, community. The data committee informs the work of our media committee. It helps us find those target locations, it helps us find the messaging that's appropriate, and it helps us share that we're listening, that the people that are impacted most have the messaging that's appropriate for them. We are able to support the Volusia Recovery Alliance's New Chance Narcan Committee in their distribution of naloxone and using the data that we collect to target areas that have the highest incidence for overdoses to get that Narcan in people's hands. Another awesome partnership is with SMA Healthcare. They are now able to put peers in the emergency departments to respond to a non-fatal overdose. They're there right in the hospital to share services and different options and what worked for them with people that have just come back from an overdose.
If you or someone you know is struggling with substance use, please visit pathforhope.com or call one of the numbers on your screen.
We're so excited to have this work. We're so excited that there's hope. We're so excited that recovery is possible. And I'm so grateful that I get to be a part of the work.
To save more people, we need to focus on public policy, prescribing behaviors, and dinner table conversations. Each of us has a role to play in addressing substance use disorders.
For more information about OD2A, you can contact Helena Gerard at helena.gerard@flhealth.gov or by calling 386-281-6558.
Together, this is our path for hope. I'm Ethan Johnson from the Florida Department of Health in Volusia County. Until next time.
Now to a story that highlights the county's cooperative partnership with the University of Florida, which is now part of our new Resource Stewardship Division. This partnership brings the latest research, information, and education from UF to our community. We have a new face at Extension Services who has a long record of serving communities. Please sit back and enjoy your introduction to our Urban Horticulture Agent and Master Gardener Coordinator, Brittany Council Morton.
Hey, thanks Tammy. Brad Burball here, the new Director of Resource Stewardship, and we're excited to welcome another new face to our division with Brittany Council Morton. It's always great when you can recruit people away from other jobs that they're outstanding at. And Brittany Council is someone who we've been able to recruit from Virginia Cooperative Extension. We're extremely excited to have her join our team because she's passionate about helping people and helping those in our community.
Hi, my name is Brittany A. Council Morton, and I am the new Urban Horticulture Extension Agent for Volusia County. I come from Petersburg, Virginia, where I served as the Virginia Cooperative Extension Agriculture and Natural Resources Extension Agent and the 4-H agent for the cities of Greensville, Emporia, and Richmond City. So I've been with Virginia Cooperative Extension for 9 years. As a newbie to the UF IFAS program, it is my goal and my purpose to extend and enhance the Master Gardener program in the County of Volusia, and also to provide assistance, educational information, and horticulture information to the residents of Volusia County.
One of the things that we know she'll do really well because of her enthusiasm and passion is teach about Florida-friendly landscape principles.
The Florida-friendly landscaping principles talk about low maintenance plants and best management practices for your overall lawn and landscaping operations. As you see here on the grounds, we have a lot of wonderful things going on, and the way the layouts of the Volusia County Extension Office is, they incorporate all 9 principles as you do a tour of the grounds. Welcome to our shady section. In this particular space, we incorporate a lot of principle number 1 of Florida-friendly landscaping, which is right plant, right place. For many homeowners, yes, you do have an area of your yard that has a lot of sun, but you might have that space that's, well, shaded. So what plants can you plant there? And as you can see, we have a plethora of different varieties in this section and in the section next to us that highlight different plants you can incorporate in your landscaping. And here in the Children's Garden, we're located at the Pollinator Picnic. This is the area of the garden that is more pollinator friendly. It incorporates the Florida-friendly landscaping principle number 5 about attracting wildlife. At any given time, you can catch different varieties of butterflies, bees, dragonflies, or hummingbirds. And as we know, pollinators benefit our ecosystem greatly, and they're extremely essential here on the grounds at Volusia County Extension Office. Here are our raised bed gardens. As you can see, they're undergoing some construction right now as things are slowly dying off and we're prepping for a new gardening season. This is just a showcase of different things you can do in your yard, giving the space. A lot of urban homeowners may not have enough yard space to do an in-ground gardening, so you have different raised bed options. You also have aquaponics and hydroponic systems set up behind us as well, so you can see how to navigate your space and better utilize it for what you want to grow.
Brittany's a nationally recognized expert in horticulture, and she's really excited about becoming an active member of our community. So when you see her out, or if you stop by the Extension office, be sure to introduce yourself so she can make the connection. For Volusia Magazine, this is Brad Burball.
The year was 1896. Grover Cleveland was president. Utah was admitted as the 45th state. The first Ford vehicle ever developed, the quadricycle, was completed. And as you're about to see, it was the year that the 167-foot Nathan F. Cobb schooner ran aground in stormy seas just off the coast of Ormond Beach.
It's a story of tragedy and heroism, of rescue, loss, and reclamation. It's a maritime drama that has become an indelible part of our local history here in Volusia County. Hi, this is Gary Davidson with Volusia County Community Information. And with the events occurring some 125 years ago, the deeply unfortunate loss of the Nathan F. Cobb, well, it might seem like ancient history. But now, the Cobb story of sorrow and triumph has been brought back to life with this striking interpretive panel on display at the Cardinal Drive Beach approach, right here in Ormond Beach, just yards from where the Nathan F. Cobb met its heartbreaking end. As you can see, the interpretive panel, it's really quite impressive. The panel combines photo and text to tell the fateful story of the Nathan F. Cobb. The first sentence, it immediately draws you in. 1,000 feet beyond this panel lies a buried surprise. One of the first things you notice on the panel is a remarkable image of the grounded ship right here on the shoreline of Ormond Beach. And the narrative, well, it tells the story of the Cobb from the maiden launch of the massive ship in 1890 at Rockland, Maine, to its catastrophic grounding in Ormond Beach just 6 years later. With its cargo of cross ties and lumber, the Cobb sailed out into the Atlantic on December 1st, 1896 from the port of Brunswick, Georgia, headed north to New York, but it never made it to its destination. An Atlantic gale battered the ship, and the high surf and winds pushed it south towards Florida. 2 members of the crew perished after the enormous wooden craft nearly capsized in the storm. A third person died right here in Ormond Beach while desperately trying to save the crew. The rest of the schooner's crewmen eventually were saved, but the Cobb, well, it was a total loss. Another thing you'll notice in the panel right here in the upper right-hand corner is a photo of the Nathan F. Cobb cottage. It's fashioned out of wood salvaged from the shipwreck, including some of the wood from the ship itself and some of its cross-tie cargo. And you can also see the original nameplate here from the ship itself. Now the house, it looks a little different today, but it's still right there in its original location, about 2 miles from this spot. So let's go take a look. So I'm here at 137 Orchard Lane in Ormond Beach, and this really is a very special location. In fact, it's an historic location because this is the Nathan F. Cobb Cottage. And here to tell us about it is Joyce Benedict with the Ormond Beach Historical Society. So Joyce, what makes the Cobb Cottage so special? In fact, it really is very unique, isn't it?
Yes, it is, Gary. It's very, very special. Our Historical Society just inherited this just a few years ago, and it was built from a ship, which is very, very, very rare anywhere. We are very treasured, our Historical Society, to have this in our presence, and the townsfolk really, really, really wanted to restore this and to keep this in a very special little area. Really wonderful gentleman by the name of Tom Massfeller bought the property a few years ago and restored it, put on a few things I'll show you later, and just really kept it up for us, for our Ormond Beach residents, and for future generations. Would you like to come in and take a look at our beautiful little cottage?
That'd be great. We'd love to.
Here's the mast broken off, folks, here, and right here, okay? So she stayed afloat for 4 days. Here's the cottage. This is all made out of it. This is the original. This is probably taken around the early 1900s. Here's the original railings from that ship, from the Nathan Cobb. Here's the original name. The man who built this cottage was Captain Billy Fagan, and he was an old sea captain, as you can tell by his boots and his character. Quite an industrious and smart man. He decided, the city folk, after the boat crashed on shore, they didn't know what to do with all that wood, these folks people, but Billy did. Billy says, let's build a cabin. And that's exactly what he did. The floor. It is still original. We believe she is pine. The Nathan Cobb, you can see the Nathan F. Cobb actual name. This came from the actual boat. It's amazing, 1897, folks, to have this beautiful fireplace in such wonderful condition.
The sense of history just sitting here is palpable. You can feel it, you can sense it. It's just really remarkable. So right there behind us at the ocean's edge is a sign marking the spot where the Nathan F. Cobb ran aground. In fact, remnants of the shipwrecked craft remain buried below the sandy ocean bottom. People who grew up in Ormond Beach recall seeing the buried ship exposed from time to time, notes Volusia County's public historian Tom Baskett, who designed the interpretive panel. So why don't you come on down and check it out and treat yourself to the ultimate double dose, a day in the sand and a step back into history, because you just never know when the Nathan F. Cobb is going to make its next appearance. Until then, I'll see you at the beach.
Stay connected with the latest Volusia County news, events, and updates on our social media channels. Like and follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Catch up with previous stories on YouTube, or just head over to our website, volusia.org.
Well, that wraps up this edition of Volusia Magazine. Thank you for spending part of your day with us. If you have any questions about the show, feel free to give us a call at any of the numbers you see listed here, or you can log on to volusia.org and click on the news tab at the top of the screen to find us. And we hope you won't forget to listen to Volusia Today. That's Volusia County Government's weekly public radio program. Volusia Today airs every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Sunday mornings on the local radio stations you see here on your screen. For Volusia Magazine, I'm Tammy King. And remember, have a fabulous day on purpose.